Tyler, what are you telling and what do you want to see from some of the younger guys on the offensive line this week?
I'm telling these guys to be a lot more consistent. The things that get them in trouble is not focusing on their technique. The guys have all the talent in the world. It's just consistency and focusing on technique. So that's what I'm going to be reiterating to them all week long.
Hey Tyler, just what do you remember about last year's game, and what are you kind of telling the guys to make sure that maybe that doesn't happen again?
From last year's game, I remember a lot of missed assignments. I remember getting a lot of crucial penalties. Not playing Alabama football. So what I'm going to reiterate to the team and talk to the team about this week is just making sure that we play consistent Alabama football and make sure that we execute when we need to, and not take our foot off the gas. I feel like when we're playing complementary football as far as the offense and defense goes, and more offensively when we're running and throwing the ball really well, I feel like we're one of the best teams in the country, but we just have to do that for 60 minutes.
How do you think the team approaches learning from mistakes now, as opposed to maybe earlier in the season, was more when more install was happening?
The way we learn from mistakes, I feel like it changed because we realized that we're beatable. We realized that we're human. That Texas loss really woke us up. So we take a lot better approach to learning from our mistakes.
How quickly can footwork, if there are mistakes and there just errors in it, be fixed as an offensive lineman, just in terms of getting faster feet or making sure that you just have good footwork during a season?
It's really a process. The offensive line, we work a lot of footwork drills all the time, especially in the summer because we don't have that much time to get footwork down. But we still work it every day. But at this point, you either have it or you don't. But you continue to try to make little adjustments every week to get better, essentially.
Kind of building off the first question, Saban said yesterday that it's not a capability issue along the offensive line. It's more a lot of mental errors. How much of that is something that can be fixed and worked on in practice, and how much of it is it something that just comes with learning for younger guys?
I feel like um, I feel like it's a bit of both, honestly. Experience is the best teacher. So the more those guys play, the better that they'll get. But at the same time, you have to play with good technique in order to earn that playing time. That will in turn get you better in the future. So those guys just have to pay more attention to their technique and what they do off the field to prepare. But that's everybody on the offensive line. They're not the only guys that are making mistakes. We can all be better as a unit.
What stands out about Tennessee's front, especially their edge rushers?
They're very fast. They have a lot of speed, and it's going to be a great challenge for us up front. They put the edge rushers inside a little bit too, so we have to be prepared for a lot of their stunts and twist games, and I'm very excited for the challenge.
What's Jalen like in between drives on the sidelines, and then how, if at all, does that change after a turnover when he comes back? And
He's very encouraging. That's one of the things about Jalen that really inspires us as an offensive line, but a team. You'll never be able to tell if Jalen missed his read or threw an interception. He's always upbeat. He's always happy. He's always keeping us engaged and motivated. So no matter what was the result of the last drive, he's still coming over with a smile on his face like, okay, let's fix it, or okay, let's do it again after we score.
You obviously played a lot as a young guy last year. What are the challenges, maybe when you compare, learning guard versus tackle play on the line?
I feel like a lot of the challenges comes from the speed on the outside. When you're on the inside, like I was last year, there's not much of a speed element. There's more of a strength element. But when you're on that edge, when you're on that island by yourself, you have to adjust to the speed and the multitude of moves somebody could throw at you. When you're on the inside, you have two sideboards, but when you're on the island, you're essentially out there by yourself. So I'm really proud of both of those guys for the way that they're weathering the storm right now. But brighter days are definitely ahead. I like how they improve each week.
I'm not picking on you today, I promise. In talking about kind of helping the young offensive linemen get accustomed to it, how does your relationship with JC kind of help that? And you guys feel like as a group, and because of your bond, you maybe need to lead the guys a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. Me and JC, we've been on teams before to where we fell short, and we don't want to do that again. Back at IMG, we lost to Chris Braswell at St. Francis, and me and him spoke, and we were like, we don't want to feel this feeling again. And he had that same kind of talk this past offseason. So we just have to continue to step up as leaders, pull those young guys to the side a little bit more, and give them a little bit more time that they need.
We asked Saban yesterday just thoughts on potentially moving JC around from right to left. Did you guys ever have any conversation with you specifically about maybe kicking out to tackle during fall camp or the preseason?
Nah, that's just not really a concern of ours. Our concern is just doing what the coaches tell us to do, being able to execute wherever they put us, you know. So if I am called upon to do that, I'll be ready for it. But I haven't had any talks with the coaches about that. So my concern is just doing my job and just helping those guys at tackle improve. Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.